So there's a lot of people going around on the internet saying this and that on how to be good at Morrowind. This is probably because there's a lot of Skyrim players who are playing Morrowind for the first time who don't quite grasp the difference between the systems in both games. Because of this, there's all these videos trying to help you make good characters, understand the mechanics. Now, here's the problem with these videos. They're all lies, completely made up. I don't even know where they got this information, but it is totally wrong. I don't even think they've really played the game. In reality, Morrowind is quite simple, and I'm here to teach you how to really play the game. So first things first, guys, we're going to go ahead and click New Game. This is very important for those of you who want to start a new game. Alright, so you're going to see a little intro cinematic. Go ahead and skip it. It just gives us lore, and who's playing Elder Scrolls for the lore? None of us. Who is playing it for the plot? None of us. So, why are we playing this game, you ask? Allow me to show you. So skip the intro. Sexy Dunmer men. This is why we play the game. We have sexy Dunmer men. Do you see these abs? Okay. Now, we are confronted with our first decision right off the bat. Name. So what do we want to name our character? Now, the Elder Scrolls has deep lore, races, naming conventions. There's so many unique opportunities. So, just name it after your favorite fantasy character, King Arthur, Aragorn, or if you prefer something else, just go with Joe Schmo. So now that we've given him a name, all we have to do is wait for the guard to show up. So here you'll see that we use W, A, S, and D to move. Now, this is a very unique control scheme for Morrowind. It's actually the first game in history to ever use W, A, S, and D as the movement. So all we're going to do here is use these newfound movement keys to make our way up to this hatch. Once we get to this hatch, you'll see that space is the button for interacting. This is a very modern design choice. Now, you're probably used to Skyrim, other role-playing games, pressing E to interact. Frankly, that makes no sense. Space is what we use to interact. It's such a big key, and like, what else are we using it for? This is the favorite part of the game for all veteran Morrowind players, is at the very, very beginning of the game. Now, you might be asking, why is this the best part of the game? Because this is the part where we get to choose what race is better than others. And I don't know if you know this, but that is a big-time hobby of Morrowind fans. So, you're gonna see that there's a lot of skill bonuses next to these races. Basically, pick a race with skill bonuses that avoid your main goal of combat. So for example, I want to be a mage, so I'm going to be an Orsimer. You see, we have no magic skills here. Now, the reason we don't want to match our skills from our race with our actual playstyle is because it lets us stay well-rounded. That way we're decent at everything, which is the main goal. Now, we cycle through some faces. You'll see we have some pretty good-looking faces here, so let's just try to make them as attractive as possible. Alright, now that we have our winning beauty, we can go ahead and call it good.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in.
Oh, I'm sure we'll fit right in too, sir. I am sure we will fit right in. So we just have to hustle past him. Remember, press space to get into the door, and we will talk to our next guy.
We've been expecting you.
Alright, so this is where we pick a class. Now, classes don't really influence how you play the game at all, so you don't have to worry about it. But for the sake of making sure we're as optimized as possible, because I am trying to give you a tutorial, of course, go ahead and click Custom Class. This will allow us to be a very particular version of our character, and it'll just help us level up better, have better builds. So like I said, I'm gonna be a mage. So let's just throw in some mage stats here. Now, the two key things: you need 2 major skills, no matter what playstyle you are. I don't care if you're a mage, combat, stealth. We need acrobatics, and we need athletics. This is going to allow us to level up very quickly, and you'll see why in a second why that's so important. Now, when we look at minor skills, just throw some stuff in there. It's not that big of a deal. Just whatever you do not put short blade on any of your skills. Short blade is going to be leveled up so much by us outside of this that we don't need it to be a starting skill because we're already going to be balancing it out. Because remember, we're trying to keep all of our skills as even as possible. We have to be well-rounded. So, now that we have our beautiful creation, all we have to do is click OK. Now we have our star signs. So our star signs, just pick something. I'm going to recommend avoid the steed, avoid the atronach, avoid the lady. These star signs are very weak. No one ever uses them. Just go with something useful. I mean, come on. Do we even have to double check this information? Our character is perfect. All you have to do is follow this tutorial and you'll always end up with a character who is perfect right from the get-go, and you'll never struggle with this game.
Show all papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Go ahead and skip all the tutorials. The tutorials in this game really aren't that important. Like I said, they're basically all hogwash anyway. Now you're going to see a dagger on the table. Go ahead and pick it up. It's going to give you a tutorial. Ignore it. Now right-click to open your inventory. Again, this is a very modern control scheme. So once you right-click, go ahead and click the dagger, click on your character. Skip the tutorial again. We don't need it. Now, you might be wondering, why did we pick an orc? Now, of course, we're trying to balance out our skills, but all I'm gonna say is, we want to pick a character who's a treat for the eyes. We have to spend like a 100-hour playthrough with these guys, so might as well make it worth our while. Now you see, when you hover over a weapon in your inventory, it's going to give you 3 different attacks. What you want to do is you want to pick the lowest damage attack, so the smallest numbers. So for us, that would be chop and slash, right? Now, you might be wondering, why are we using the weakest options on our attack? This is because it keeps enemies off balance, right? They're going to be expecting us to use the strong attacks. So if we use the weakest attack every time with our weapons, they're actually never going to see it coming. Alright, here you'll see a barrel. Now, barrels are basically useless, they never have any good loot in them, so you can just walk past it. Now, once you're in here, we have to talk to our first NPC. Now, like I said, we're not here for the lore, we're just here for Sexy Dunmer. So go ahead, just click through the links and just keep clicking on all the different blue options. Once you click through 5 or 10, maybe 20, you can just assume you're good and then leave. Alright, and you will see now that we are free in Morrowind. The first thing you'll be greeted with is a little Bosmer Swit. So go ahead and talk to him. He talks about taking his ring. Now, I'm pretty sure this is just a cut quest line because I've never seen this ring before in my life. So go ahead and just ignore it. It's just a buggy quest. The ring doesn't actually exist. And now that we've done that, you can see we are free in Morrowind. We can go wherever we want to go. So the guard told us to go to Bora, so we're going to start making our way to Bora. We do have a Silt Strider here. That'll allow you to fast travel. Save your money though, right? We're level 1. We need to save our money for something important. So we're going to walk the old-fashioned way. So as you can see, when we're walking, I have one tip for you. You don't want to walk everywhere you go. As you can see, we're going to want to jump everywhere. The reason we jump everywhere is because this is going to level up our acrobatics incredibly quickly. Now, why would we want to level up our acrobatics quickly? Because the quicker we level up our acrobatics, the quicker we as a whole level up. And the quicker we level up, you can guess, the higher level we are, the better we are, the more we can move on with the game. So just hit jump constantly. Every second you get. And in case you forgot, jump is going to be the E key. This is because it's a very modern control scheme, very useful. Now, your bars might look a little different because you might be playing with different mods than I am, but can you see a green bar? Can you see a green bar on the corner of your screen? No? Good. It means you're not jumping. We're not using our resources. Again, we're trying to make sure we are optimized. So if you ever see that green bar, just start jumping a little bit, make sure it's down. No big deal. Now, odds are, before you get to Bora, you're going to run into an enemy like so. So, we're going to start attacking the enemy, and you'll see we don't really hit any of our attacks. Now, if you ever see that green bar come back in the corner, just jump a little bit in combat. Again, we just want to make sure that we're using all of our resources, nothing's going to waste. So let's just hurry through this, we'll do our best. Now, you'll see that you're going to get very close to dying. This is normal because, of course, we're level 1. So for the first 5, maybe 10, occasionally 15 levels, depending on your playstyle, the only way you're going to be able to kill enemies is by running back to the town and then letting the guards kill the enemies for you. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to run back to Saint Denis, and then the guards will be able to take care of the animal for us. Now, you may be thinking, since all the guards are distracted attacking that rat, does that mean this town is completely defenseless? The answer is yes. Of course, let's go ahead and let our intrusive thoughts kick in. So just start attacking an NPC.
I should enjoy watching you take your last breath.
Now, here's the problem. It looks like the guards weren't as distracted as we thought, but we're already committed, so let's go ahead and resist arrest. I mean, we can always reload or save later. Now, here's the thing. We never saved, so have fun remaking your entire new character from scratch. Alright, see you next time. So as you can tell, that was a bit of a different video than I usually make, but I had a lot of fun making it, so if you want me to make more bad tutorials for games, go ahead and comment down below. If you really liked the video, maybe consider liking the video. If you loved the video, maybe even consider subscribing. Anyway, two other things. Go ahead, join the Discord server. Link is down below. And now, if you tell me what your favorite color is, comments, then your comment can end up in the next video at the very end, just like these guys from the last video. Alright, see you next time.
I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god?